right, folks, we're back with two-step inequalities. You're going to see that we're going to solve them just like we have our equations. Again, the only thing we need to watch out for is when we multiply or divide by a negative number. It doesn't matter what number is getting multiplied or getting divided, it's what we multiply or divide by. What are we doing to both sides? So we have the first equation or inequality, right here. We'll go ahead and draw a line down the middle. First thing we need to do is move that coefficient, let me back up. We need to move the constant. So we're going to do the inverse of minus 6, and we will add 6 to both sides. So 4x is greater than 8, okay? So we are going to go ahead and divide both sides by 4. I divided by a positive number, so my symbol stays the same. X is greater than 2. And if we're going to graph that, then we put our circle at 2. We've got 3 on the right, 1 on the left. It's greater than, so it stays open. It's pointing to the right, so I'm going to shade to the right. Okay, over here, second example. I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides, get rid of that constant. Negative x divided by 3 is less than or equal to 6. I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. Okay, there is something I could do to get this done in one step, but we'll talk about that here in a second. If I multiply both sides by 3, I still have a negative x is less than or equal to 18. You'll notice that the negative stayed with the x. I don't care that my answer was negative. I multiplied both sides by a positive 3, so I'm going to go ahead and keep my symbol the same. However, I don't want a negative 1x, I want a positive 1x. So if I divide both sides by negative 1, the inverse right there, I have x, I have negative 18, but since I divided by a negative number, my symbol needs to flip. Notice the equal to stays there, so it now becomes greater than or equal to. So I'm going to put my number line. I have negative 18, negative 17, negative 19. Greater than or equal to means the circle gets shaded and pointing to the right, so we shade it to the right. Okay. Alrighty, let's try a couple more. Here we have negative 7x plus 7 is greater than or equal to negative 56. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that line down the center there. Subtract 7 from both sides. Negative 7x is greater than or equal to negative 63. It doesn't matter that I subtracted. It only flipped the symbol when we multiply or divide right in here. But I am going to divide by a negative 7 right here. Since I divided by a negative 7, this greater than or equal to becomes less than or equal to. And negative divided by negative is positive. Again, it doesn't matter what I start with, doesn't matter what I end with. What matters is, what did I do to both sides? I divided by a negative, so therefore I have to flip the symbol. So if I put my number line out here, I have 9 as the key, 8 and 10 on the number line. It's less than or equal to, which means the circle gets shaded in. It's pointed to the left, so I'm going to shade to the left. Alrighty, last example we're going to go through right here. X divided by 2 minus 6 is less than 6. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. So x divided by 2 is less than 12. I'm going to multiply both sides by a positive 2. Since I'm multiplying by a positive, again, doesn't matter what I start or end with. Since I'm multiplying by a positive, that symbol stays as it is. So x is less than 24. So I have 24 in the center of my number line, 23, 25, less than, not equal to, so the circle stays open, and it's pointing to the left, so I'm going to shade to the left. Notice, guys, don't just draw a little line over there. Shade it good and thick so we can see which direction you're headed. Alrighty. I would like for you to try these two example problems on your own tonight. Come to class with those ready to go. We have 2x plus 4 is less than 4. And then we have b divided by -3 plus 4 is greater than or equal to 13. Try these two on your own tonight. Come to class ready to talk about them, have some questions, and we'll go from there. Good luck, folks.